What's up, guys? LQ here. Thank you for visiting the LQ review. We're here to talk about Expedition Bigfoot Season 4, Episode 4. Now, if you remember in my last video, I have not been impressed with the last season plus of Expedition Bigfoot. I feel like they're going down the Finding Bigfoot route, and maybe a little more specifically, I feel like they might be going down like Alaska Monsters route, right? Like really getting out there with their theories. In a lot of ways, theories that I'm just having a hard time buying. Remember, I am a skeptic who wants to believe. That's how I define myself, a skeptic who wants to believe. And the more out there you get with your theories, the more skeptical I'm going to become. And, you know, Bigfoot having a cloaking device like Predator, yeah, I'm going to get more skeptical of that, right? I'm going to have a hard time buying that Bigfoot has a way of cloaking himself. I don't know. Call me crazy. So, this episode was really interesting, probably because of the last 10 or 15 minutes of this episode. We really got into some interesting things. We got into, it was almost like Russell found a gravesite. Maybe, I don't know. There's going to have to be some research that's done at this location, probably, preferably in the daytime, because I don't know what that was that he found, but it was very interesting. It was very interesting, and it was definitely put there intentionally. Maria got several motion detectors went off and got some interesting heat FLIR cameras, sensors, whatever. Again, I always have a hard time with those because they could be anything. They could be anything. Those motion sensor cameras could get tripped by anything. The FLIR heat sensors could be anything. It's just, they always see stuff and they never find it. So I have a hard time getting too pumped up about that, but I got to tell you, the way the music was building and the way the tension was going, even though it's something that like, oh, okay, we've seen this 100 times before, I was getting into it. I got to tell you, I was getting into it. I got sucked in by Russell, what he found with the gravesite or whatever that was. And then we had Maria. Okay, we've been down this road lots of times, but we're getting sucked in. We're getting sucked in. And then we get to the loggers stuff being found at the end. You know, the loggers' bags, the clothes, the tools, and we get into the story of them getting stuff stolen and loggers even going missing. And now it's like, okay, is this getting me any closer to believing that Bigfoot exists? No, it's not. But what they are doing here is they're developing a narrative that I am now able to follow. They're creating a story that I'm becoming invested in, a mystery that I'm becoming invested in, and I want to learn more about, and I want to find out what's going on here. Is Bigfoot a part of this, or is this just all... what is happening here? So that's something I thought this episode did really well, was they created a narrative that I can invest in and follow, and maybe we find Bigfoot and maybe we don't, but at least I'm being entertained by the story that they're telling. And that's the best thing. This is the best episode of season 4 so far, and it was because it did such a good job of sucking me in and getting me invested into what's going on. For the first time in 4 episodes this season, I'm now invested in the story. Like I said, maybe Bigfoot's out there, maybe he's not, maybe they find some compelling evidence, maybe they don't, but I'm invested now. And bottom line, this is a TV show, and they need their viewers to get invested into the story. So that is a positive that I can say about this episode. And this is the first episode of this season that I would say, yes, this was a good episode of TV. It's not just going through the hunting for Bigfoot motions anymore. This was compelling. Even if they didn't get any closer to proving Bigfoot exists, which they didn't, it was still compelling. So I give this episode good marks. All right, guys, what did you think of Expedition Bigfoot Season 4, Episode 4? Let me know in the comments below.